Are mammoths all variants any good in patch 6.1.4? Yeah, I'm probably thinking you're screaming yes at the screen like one of the sons in Far Cry 5, but my last mammoth video was far enough back I was still using white text in the thumbnails. Oh, how time flies. So let's make a mammoth contribution to YouTube and trample ahead. Plus, I'm doing the variants I didn't cover back then. Recruited for 1450 gold and 362 upkeep, the Feral Mammoth trods in on Ultra Scale at 12,988 health. That's a lot. Armor of 50 is middling only, and missile resistance 15% does help, but just a little. Leadership 60 is not the best, and is a pain point, but hey, feral unit. Speed 56 and charge speed 84 are very close to standard ogre speed. Melee attack begins at 30, not fantastic. Attack interval 3.5 is unusually fast by some margin. Splash target size is large, so trolls on down, and max target splash is 5. Keep this in mind. Melee defense begins at 28, which is about what we'd figure. Weapon strength 525 is split base 155 and armor piercing 370, so lots of armor penetration here with a bonus versus infantry of 34. It says 34. Is this literally the highest I've seen from a unit in this game? And it's a monster, not a chariot. If Hannibal had these, Rome would have been a smoking ruin, the earth salted afterwards. Charge bonus of 68 is very robust, and mass is 6,000. Thing is, this siege attacker, which most certainly cannot hide in forest, may cause fear and terror, but it also has feral rage, so at 75% health and 25% health, you lose control for a goodly amount of time. The War Mammoth is recruited for 1900 gold and 473 upkeep. Health rises to 14,144 hit points. Armor of 80 is 30 better. Missile resistance remains 15%. Leadership 65 is a little better. Speed remains the same. Melee attack begins at 32, with the brisk attack interval, splash target size, and max target remaining constant. Melee defense starts at 30. Weapon strength remains 525, split the same ratio as before, and a bonus versus infantry also 34. Charge bonus remains 68, mass rises to 6,500. Still a siege attacker, causes fear and terror, but no longer rampages. That's the big deal about it, and it's a wonderful deal. You do pay for it. The War Shrine variant is identical in cost and stats to the War Mammoth. It has an Encourage Aura passive, but besides that, has Favor of the Ruinous Powers, plus 10 leadership to allies in a 35-meter radius, and Giver of Glory, which builds up with each entity death nearby and builds up to plus 20% physical resistance for self and allies in a 35-meter radius. Many will laugh because of the proliferation of magical attack, but if an enemy lacks this, or only has it on key units, or from squishy mages you can hunt down and kill off, then this can become a truly mammoth problem for your enemies. Norsca is squishy? Not anymore. In the redline skills, Monsters of the North provides a 3 pips plus 6 melee attack and plus 6 melee defense. A lot of factions offer weapon strength for something like this and no defense, but frankly the defense is really valuable for passively keeping your pachyderms alive in pitched battle, and they already hit hard. Hulks of Death will give rank 7 and up in Mammoth's armor plus 12, weapon strength plus 12%, and ward save 8% to preserve your best units longer, or at least a lot of people consider them the best. In the tech tree, One with the Beasts takes minus 10% from recruitment cost, Master of Beasts reduces recruitment duration by 1 turn. Did they need the help? Not really. They were already awesome. But it's just to say, lots of techs make Marauders stronger, Mammoths start virtually as strong as they're going to get, barring redline boosts. So how do we use Mammoth units? Setting aside that they are devastating against a lot of common cavalry units anyway, Empire Knights do not want to melee one but may bravely slow one down for lack of better options. The Mammoths always want to charge into enemies over and over again and use their combination of speed, mass, and relatively narrow profile to punch through formations and wreak complete and utter havoc. This level of mass will wreck even braced spearman formations. The damage done to those formations may not be what you like, but the fact this is even a possibility just says how truly strong Mammoths are. But for actual damage infliction, you absolutely want to hit the unit in the flank if at all possible, and to focus Mammoths on trampling massed infantry through charging over and over again. Collision attacks matter, and you want to exploit them as much as possible. Planning for Mammoths can be difficult. Trolls keep up with them, but line infantry don't, though berserkers do better than most, and wolves and horsemen outrun them. Well, with ferals in the mix, you're kind of committed as soon as you get within engagement range. You just have to accept the good with the bad, save up for the war mammoths when you can get them, to keep tighter control over your forces, and trample ever onward. While it's not complicated, this unit is also emblematic of the Norsca style. Pushing is not the same as rushing. You aren't simply about making contact fast, you're picking, well hopefully picking, where to make the maximum impact to shape the rest of the fight. Left to their own devices, mammoths will do hideous damage to the foe, so you want to distract, disrupt, and disperse enemy missile fire. If the enemy can't focus fire the mammoths, the enemy will likely lose sooner or later, so the rest of your army has to work on that. Max Circus Splash 5 is simply not enough for mammoths to single-handedly destroy stacks fast enough on their own in pitched melee, but mammoths also don't care about most impediments, and that includes the armor of enemy heavy infantry. I'm just saying the rest of your army exists for a reason. Call the enemy's two-legged herd so that your mammoths can romp. The chunkier bits can get the tusks. Have a plan for the softer parts too. Take care, and have fun like that wild joyride in the Mammoth Dream sequence back in Far Cry Primal.